Hello there, and welcome to Chapter 10 of English Conversation 616. Chapter 10 is titled At the Movies, Lights, Camera, Action. In this chapter, we're going to talk about movies, various genres, and your favourite films. That might include blockbusters, movie marathons, and iconic actors. The objective of this chapter is to learn how to discuss movies, genres and actors, express opinions, and recommend films with confidence. When recommending to your friends or a stranger, a new friend, it's really important that you do so convincingly, with confidence. Otherwise, nobody will take your recommendation seriously. You need to convince people that it's worth their time. You should watch this movie. Why? You have to demonstrate why somebody should give up their time to follow what you've said is good. Here are some warm-up questions for Chapter 10. What's your all-time favourite movie? All-time favourite movie. I would say for most people, this question's quite simple. Most people have one or two movies they consider their all-time favourite. However, sometimes it might be difficult. Sometimes you might enjoy so many movies, it's difficult to pick. So what's your all-time favourite movie? If you had to pick just one movie or film to watch, what would it be? Oh. I'm going to write in British English is... So for me, this is a very difficult question because it depends on my mood. It depends on the seasons. And what I mean by that is, it's quite common to prefer spring, summer, autumn and winter, have a different movie for every season. So in the winter, for example, I quite enjoy watching Home Alone with my children because it's a Christmas movie and it's part of the seasons. In the spring, I like high energy movies or perhaps travel related movies because in spring I consider that a nice time to have a fresh start, so I want something more inspiring. So this will be a typical time of the year. Again, the end of winter, beginning of spring. You may have a few cold days. You might be inside in the evening. I might like an action movie. So let's say, for example, I could go back to the winter actually. I quite like watching Die Hard. Die Hard 1 in the wintertime because again, it's a Christmas movie. And in the spring action movies, I might like the James Bond series. I might go back to watch some of Daniel Craig's James Bond movies because they are easy to watch, quite fun, and they get people energized, which I think is what, for me, I need in the spring. Question 2. Do you prefer watching movies at home or in the theatre? So we've got the theatre, or we could also use a movie theatre. Oh, British American. So again, it's a you question. So if I come down the bottom of the page to answer here, I prefer watching movies. I'm going to say films at home, or at the cinema. Okay? At the movie theatre, at a movie theatre, at the cinema. A cinema and a movie theatre is the same. A theatre would also include drama, plays, musicals, more live performance. So we can differentiate between that. A movie theatre, a movie, and a cinema is the same. The last warm-up question here is, how do you choose which movie to watch? So that echoes back to my selection dilemma here. For me, it depends on the seasons, depends on the need. What do I need? So I might need a pick-me-up. A pick-me-up movie is an inspiring movie. Right? I might need a comedy. So how do you choose which movie to watch? You might say, I choose based on my mood. It might be, I choose based on availability. You might go to the cinema and in reality there's 2 or 3 movies that are available to watch, so you don't have a choice beyond that. And then maybe, if you're kind, you might let somebody else. Sometimes, or usually, different meanings, I let my children. Okay? So sometimes I let my children choose the movie. I don't. I always let them choose. And usually I let someone else decide. Almost always let someone else decide. Okay? Thank you for watching this warm-up video for Chapter 10. I'll see you in Part 2 for the vocabulary read-through. Thank you. Hello again, welcome back to Chapter 10. This is Part 2 of 3, where I read through the vocabulary for this chapter. As always, I'm going to read the key vocabulary a few times. I'll read the meaning once, and I'll go through the examples a couple of times. Please do your best to follow, and then, as always, I advise you record yourself reading these words so you can match to the video to see if you're doing it to the best of your ability. Right, so here we go. Blockbuster, 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 blockbuster. A highly successful movie, usually in theatres. So a blockbuster is sort of a mega budget, big studio movie. It would be the Steven Spielberg movies, the Michael Bay movies, Christopher Nolan movies. Big budget, big explosions, very well-known famous actors and actresses. Avengers Endgame was a huge blockbuster. Avengers Endgame was a huge blockbuster. Number 2, genre, genre, genre. The main, a category of film, such as action, drama, or comedy, and many, many more. There are dozens and dozens of genre categories, or genre. I love horror films, but my friend prefers comedies. I love horror films, but my friend prefers comedies. Number 3, lead actor. Lead, lead actor. The main actor in a film. So actor or actress, obviously. Tom Hanks was the lead actor in Forrest Gump. Tom Hanks was the lead actor in Forrest Gump. Tom Hanks, by the way, lots of movies he's been in. Actually, so many. But I like a lot of his movies. My favourite movie of his, I think, has to be Castaway. Have you seen Castaway? It's brilliant. It's probably from the 90s now. And it's just, yeah, it was a really inspiring movie because I quite like the idea. Not because of the circumstance of how he happened to be there, but how he overcame his troubles during the movie. Notice how I'm trying not to spoil anything. Number 4, plot. 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 The main events of a story or movie. The plot of the movie was full of surprises. The plot of the movie was full of surprises. Lots of kickers, twists and turns. Scene. Scene. A part of a movie or play, usually with one setting. The final scene was so emotional. The final scene was so emotional. The final scene was really emotional. Teaser. 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 A very short promotional clip. I've seen some teasers drop on Instagram. I've seen some teasers drop on Instagram. Yeah, I've seen some teasers drop on Instagram. 7. Sequel. 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 A follow-up movie to the original. I can't wait for the Spider-Man sequel. I can't wait for the Spider-Man sequel. I can't wait for the Spider-Man sequel. Number 8, plot twist. Plot twist. An unexpected change in the story. An unexpected change in the story. The plot twist at the end shocked everyone. That's the kicker. The plot twist at the end shocked everyone. I tell you what, when there's a plot twist, that's possibly the best thing in a movie, to have that emotional switch. It's one of the reasons why I love watching movies so much, because I try really hard. Before I watch a movie, I try to avoid any trailers, teasers, spoilers, and I go into it basically knowing as little as possible. So the plot twists genuinely surprised me, which is great when that happens, because usually you can predict, right? A plot twist, they're not always very creative. You kind of see something's coming. So when it happens, it's a great feeling. Number 9, marathon. Marathon. Like a running marathon, right? But watching movies back to back. So we had a Lord of the Rings marathon on Sunday. We had a Lord of the Rings marathon on Sunday. I assume that would be the original trilogy, because if you include the universe, the franchise, you probably need more than a day now. You definitely need more than a day. And finally, comedy. A movie or genre that is intended to make people laugh. Ha 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 ha. The Hangover is a great comedy. Let's just make sure The Hangover 1 is a great comedy. The Hangover 2 and 3 were disappointments. The Hangover is a great comedy. The Hangover 1, the original. Thank you very much for watching this. This was the vocabulary for chapter 10. I'll see you in a bit for the model dialogue and some expression practice. Go through this as much as you can. Watch and repeat. I'm very impressed with your efforts so far, so well done. Keep going. Hello, this is chapter 10 of English Conversation 616, and it's the model dialogue reading part. I will go to the language focus expressions after. The aim of this video is to give you an example of how to read these sentences. I'll go through it 3 times as always. Take your time, and I will pause for the second reading for you to copy me, and then on the third reading, hopefully we can do that together. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Have you seen the new Marvel movie yet? Yes, it was incredible. The action scenes were epic. I heard it's a must-watch. What genre is it? It's a superhero action movie, but there's also a lot of humor. Sounds perfect. I'll check it out this weekend. Who's the lead actor? Oh, it's Tom Hiddleston. He's amazing in this role. Okay, so I'll highlight parts of the text we can change. So for lead actor, these days many actors or actresses just use the word actor. So for males and females, they'll just use actor as well. So it's a gender neutral expression. If you're not a fan of these genres or these people, then you can change out for your own examples. Connected to a superhero action movie, but also humor, so a kind of comedy. I'm going to read through the text again, and this time, as always, I will pause when the sentence or statement breaks so that you can read back to me. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Have you seen the new Marvel movie yet? Yes. It was incredible. The action scenes were epic. I heard it's a must-watch. What genre is it? It's a superhero action movie. But there's also a lot of humor. Sounds perfect. I'll check it out this weekend. Who's the lead actor? Oh, it's Tom Hiddleston. He's amazing in this role. Okay. Just a reminder, obviously this book or these topics are centered around pop culture. And the reason for that is pop culture and learning the expressions and the vocabulary around it increase the chances of you learning English, because it's what you're most likely to hear and see on TV, on the news, or in casual conversation. This is what the majority of people talk about. So even though it might not be your interest, the words are the same, and you'll be able to understand the context a lot more of a wider range of content. And that'll give you a good basis to then push on and do your own stuff. I'm going to read the third time now in a more natural way. If you want to read with me, then do so. If you want to click and stop at the end of the line, that might work better for you as well. So we ready? 3, 2, 1. Have you seen the new Marvel movie yet? Yes, it was incredible. The action scenes were epic. I heard it's a must-watch. What genre is it? It's a superhero action movie, but there's also a lot of humor. Sounds perfect. I'll check it out this weekend. Who's the lead actor? Oh, it's Tom Hiddleston. He's amazing in this role. Okay, well done. I'm going to read this one more time because, to me, naturally reading, it does actually come out different sometimes. So we'll see what happens the second time around. 3, 2, 1. Have you seen the new Marvel movie yet? Yeah, it was incredible. The action scenes were epic. I heard it's a must-watch. What genre is it? It's a superhero action movie, but there's also a lot of humor. Sounds perfect. I'll check it out this weekend. Who's the lead actor? Oh, it's Tom Hiddleston. He's amazing in this role. Well done. We'll move down, language focus, and then we'll do some expressions at the bottom. Okay, I think I can zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Have you seen Die Hard? Have you seen Home Alone? The second one. Have you seen Forrest Gump? Have you seen Love Actually? Have you seen The Holiday? How about, have you seen Terminator? Terminator 1 and 2, obviously. Number 2. It's a comedy. It's a horror. It's a comedy movie. It's a horror movie. It's an action movie. It's a thriller. Number 3. The lead actor is Bruce Willis. The lead actor is Helen Mirren. The lead actor is Liam Neeson. And we have some expressions. It was amazing. Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. Number 2. I loved the plot twist. I loved the plot twist. The action scenes were incredible. Oh, the action scenes were incredible. The action scenes were incredible. Okay, that's my drama time over. Thank you very much. Woo! So with these expressions, they're very emotive. You should dramatize them. Show people how you feel. Okay? Thank you very much for watching this. I genuinely enjoy reading these, and I'm getting better at reading myself. So thank you for helping me learn to read again. I'll see you in part 4. Oh, almost finished, so sad. But thank you for your support. Cheerio. Hello everyone, and welcome back to chapter 10. This is part 4, practice activities. In this video, I will go through questions 1 to 10, giving you some sentence examples. I hope that you can listen and repeat, and then comment below with your own sentences, and perhaps edit each other's and help each other out from time to time in the comments. Let's try and build our English language community through this material. So question 1, fill in the blank. The movie had so many making cameos. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. So we've got lots of options here. The movie had so many. We might want to use actors or actresses. You might want to use famous people. You could also use surprise guests. Remember, cameo is a short appearance. Question 2, have you ever had a movie marathon? A marathon? And what did you watch? If yes, what did you watch? So we've got a positive or an affirmative and a negative response to this question. We have affirmative and negative. In the affirmative, yes, I have had a few movie marathons. Plural, plural. Or perhaps you might say, I have never had a movie marathon. This is using a positive word. I have never. You alternatively could write, no, I haven't. Right? No, I have not ever had. No, I haven't ever had a movie marathon. We use the form had a movie marathon. Alternatives to the affirmative here. So yes, I have had a few movie marathons. Yes, I watched all 3 High School Musical films with my children. Yes, but I won't be doing it again. So this is a positive response, but your action will turn to a negative later. So like, but I won't be doing that again. I watched the 3 original Star Wars films in a row. In a row. 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6. If you're talking about the original ones, which is 4, 5, and 6. That's what we mean by the originals. Question 3 asks you to write 2 sentences using comedy and teaser. So I've prepared these sentences, 2 of each, using comedy and then using teaser. So when I'm feeling down, I like to watch a comedy. When I'm feeling down, be feeling sad, I like to watch a comedy. It makes me laugh. Comedies pick me up when I'm feeling down. Teaser trailers are starting to annoy me. They spoil films. I think you've heard me say before, I don't like trailers. It gives away details, it tells you who's in the movie, and basically if you think about it for 2 seconds, you can work out what's going to happen. And that's kind of boring, I think. There are too many teasers these days. We could also write too many trailers, right? The difference between teaser and trailer, A trailer could be between 10 or 30 seconds. A teaser might be between 3 and 10 seconds. This is a very much shorter, very short, mini trailer. That's somebody on a quad bike riding off from the cafe. He's had his lemonade today, so he's happy. Number 4 asks us to write out a role play discussing a movie you've seen recently and to give your opinions on that movie. So, I've used a real world experience for myself. I'm going to just zoom out to get it all in the frame. So this is talking about a recent movie with my opinion. Let me just double check what I wrote. Yeah, this is my opinion. So, how's it going? I just saw The Rip on Netflix. How was it? I heard it got mixed reviews. It had its moments. The cast was very impressive. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck always work well together. So it wasn't overhyped? Not as far as I'm concerned. It was thrilling and had a decent plot twist a few times throughout the film. I'll add it to my watch list. Great. Then we can talk more about it. I will draw attention. This is quite a long dialogue, but it's okay. I did watch The Rip. I didn't watch it recently. I saw it about 6 months ago when it came out, and it did get mixed reviews. So it got mixed reviews, meaning some critics liked it, some didn't. Some audiences liked it, some didn't. So it got mixed. Some good, some positive, some neutral reviews. If you say something had its moments, it means there were small parts of the film or TV show that were pretty good, and there were also parts that were a little bit boring or slow. But that's natural in everything. So it had its moments that were very good. And I think we've used overhyped before in a previous lesson, so I tried to review with that here. And then to emphasize plot twist here, a plot twist can happen multiple times in a movie or TV show. So I personally enjoy content that has multiple plot twists and keeps you guessing. Although again, it's increasingly difficult to be original about that. I encourage you to use this as a structure, replace the names of the film and the content, the streamer, and then you can change the actors and actresses in the movie, and then practice with your own opinions. Use this as a structure to make your own sentences, please. Question 5. Imagine you are recommending a movie to a friend. I'll imagine I've got a friend. Oh, this is fun. Write a brief review, including the genre, lead actor, and your favorite scene. Now, I haven't given any spoilers away, and I've picked a movie that some of you may be aware of, but also it's an older movie. I think, if I'm right, it's 1990, which is, I didn't watch it when I was 1. But I might be wrong about the year. I think it was 1990. I recently rewatched Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This sentence means he's in the movie, not I was with him watching the movie. Okay? Because it could be interpreted both ways. If I wanted to avoid that, I could say I recently rewatched Kindergarten Cop starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. For me, it is a light, easy to watch movie with some funny scenes. My favorite scene is when he gets angry trying to control his class. It was a very different role from what he usually plays. And if you haven't seen it already, I highly recommend it. The premise of the movie is he's a police officer, he's a cop, a detective, and he goes undercover as a kindergarten teacher, which is, as a premise, quite fun for a big, strong action hero guy to then become a kindergarten teacher. Not entirely unrealistic, it's all kinds of teachers. But it was wonderful seeing him struggle to control little people. There we go. I think, again, you can use this structure, replace the names and actors, and then include what you like. Again, please write in the comments as much as you can. Typing in English will help you practice. It's really, really good to do that. Question 6. Use trailer and plot in one sentence. Ooh. Okay, I have done that a few times here. So trailer and plot in one sentence. Got 3 here. Most trailers give away too many plot details. Most trailers give away too many plot details. So, Marvel started making alternative trailers to help keep the main plot a secret. Marvel started making alternative trailers to help keep the main plot a secret. So they started releasing trailers that had particular characters in scenes, but they were CGI, and people would be like, oh, that character's in this part, but in the real movie when it came out, they weren't. So, I mean, it's not massively different, but it helped ease the frustration from fans that didn't want spoilers for every moment of the movie. Some people do still like surprises. Number 3, I do not want to watch adverts and trailers at the cinema. It spoils the mood for me. I do not want to watch adverts and trailers at the cinema. It spoils the mood for me. Okay, so I've only used trailers in this sentence. I used trailers and plot in the other ones. And I used cinema instead of movie theatre. Spoils the mood. Mood meaning atmosphere. So I enjoy going to the cinema and focusing, being immersed in that atmosphere. And then, oh, it's an advert for washing up liquid or a razor. And that is just frustrating because I don't watch TV for that reason. And yeah, it is what it is. Number 7, true or false? A sequel is the first movie in a series. That's false, right? A sequel is not the first. It's either the second or third or fourth. It's the one that comes after something. Comes after the original. Question 8, translate blockbuster into your native language and then use it in a sentence. You'll need to do that in the comments, please. It's really helpful. The more you comment, the snowball effect of these videos, it will reach more people because there'll be more engagement. So if you like it, you subscribe, and you comment, that kind of stuff helps this video reach or get to more people because YouTube will think it's really good. Then they'll realize it's not very good. Number 9, write a sentence using lead actor. So I wrote 2. One of them is, the lead actors in Titanic were Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. The lead actors in Titanic were Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. And the second one is, I enjoy movies, but I struggle to remember the details, such as lead actors and directors. So I'm good at remembering lead actors and which movie I'm kind of good at. remembering the year of the movie or roughly when it came out. As I put it together like a puzzle, before and after other stuff. But directors, I'm still really bad at remembering directors because, to be honest, I don't think they get enough attention when it comes to movies. We focus on the people on the screen, not the people directing it. It's very tough for me. Question 10. What makes a movie worth watching? So try to use lots of vocab here. Well, this is very, very subjective because what's important and worthwhile for you will be very different to someone else. Even like your best friend, you might have a completely different opinion to when it comes to movies. I told you before, depending on my mood, the season, the time, everything like that, even depending on what kind of snacks I have available. Like if I've got good snacks, like really nice fruit or maybe a piece of chocolate, I want to watch some kind of special movies. And vice versa. If I don't have snacks and drinks and stuff that I like, I'm not going to watch movies I'm really excited for because I want to combine that as a treat experience for myself. Anyway, I'll stop talking. What makes a movie worth watching? I'll stop talking about myself. I'll keep it with this. Big budget blockbusters usually have great action scenes. I love films with creative plot twists. Wanting to have a movie marathon could be considered either really fun or really boring. After a successful original movie, many studios release an underwhelming sequel. Okay. So these are the vocab words I used for these examples. Now I quite like blockbusters. They tend to be quite mid in terms of the audience. They go down the middle looking for profit rather than maybe genuine true fans or niche, which makes sense. But that also means they have great action scenes. Like I really, really enjoy Tom Cruise movies because he does his own stunts, very well thought out. It's quite believable to some extent, and that makes it more exciting. That makes it worth watching. There's an investment in the movie. Equally, like if the plot twists are creative, that also really gets me going in terms of it being worth watching, because you think the writers here have really tried hard to make this different. Whereas in my opinion, lots of Netflix movies, straight to Netflix, they're just churning them out with very little care, I suppose. I mean, there's still people doing their job, but I don't think they're worrying about the quality so much. It's more like get it done and get it out, keep people busy watching. So for me, that's not worthwhile watching, but that's me. This was the end of part 4. This was awesome. I'd love to hear what makes a movie worth watching for you. And then, let me know in the comments. Thank you. You're awesome. Bye-bye. Here we go with chapter 10, part 5. This is the final part of this book, English Conversation 616, for humans who talk to humans. A pop culture focused general discussion to get us thinking about how connected we are to English. I've got a lovely iced coffee this morning. I love the sound of the ice. So let's start with this review quiz on question 1. It's a good idea. So what's a blockbuster? What is a blockbuster? A blockbuster is a big studio, big budget movie. A blockbuster usually has an all-star cast and a well-known director. Blockbusters are not always successful though. Summer blockbusters are often released in time for the school summer holiday. So blockbusters usually are released when there are lots of people interested in watching movies. Generational changes have meant that blockbusters sometimes struggle during those times. But we have in England, for example, have something called a half term. Half term. So what happens in England is the school year starts and you get 6 weeks of classes and you have a 1 week break. You have 6 weeks of classes and then you have a 2 week holiday. 6, 1, like that. It continues along and there's one more and then they get the big summer holiday. What this means is the structure of school, some studios try to release movies in these gaps at the half term, as well as blockbusters in the summer holiday, because when you've got the most people available who are bored, oh, what should we do? Oh, let's go watch a movie. Used to be quite easy entertainment. Because there didn't used to be Netflix and everything else with unlimited movie access. So it used to be go to the movie or go to the cinema. Then it used to be go rent something from Blockbuster. Remember that? Remember the company Blockbusters? I still have my Blockbusters card. Oh, if I had it with me, I could show you. I've got it. I know where it is. So it's a big studio, big budget movie. Studio is the people financing the movie, the place where it's filmed, and the budget is how much money it has. So a blockbuster usually has a big budget. Question 2. What is the plot of a movie? What is the plot of a movie? A plot of a movie is the sequence of events in the story. Okay, so that defines it for you. If you want extra expressions, you could say it has an interesting plot. And then a nice expression, the plot thickens. So when something becomes more mysterious or complicated or interesting, people say, the plot thickens. To me, I don't know if Sherlock Holmes said this, but maybe Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes would have said something like this. The plot thickens. Becomes more mysterious and intriguing. Question 3. Watching all 3 movies back to back was just like a real... There we go, well done. Marathon. Was a very delicious chocolate bar at some point. Number 4, translate genre. Genre into your native language. Pop that in the comments, please, if you want to. Number 5, use lead actor in a sentence. Because English is tough, lead, L-E-A-D, L-E-A-D, led, lead. Same word, well, not the same word, it's the same letters, but it represents a different word. Lead, led. So this is a type of word. The point I'm making is you need the context. To know how to read this, you need the context. You're not going to have a led actor, so it has to be lead actor. So sometimes when you read, you may accidentally say led actor but your brain will learn over time, oh, lead actor is the correct combination. So the context clue will help your brain automatically memorize which one is correct. I tend to enjoy movies more when I don't know the lead actors. When I don't know the lead actors. Not knowing the lead actors helps me focus on the plot. So it helps me focus on the plot. Some explanation for this is if you know a famous or well-known actor or actress in the movie, you tend to assume that they will not die early on in the movie in the first 1 or 2 minutes because they are a headline actor. So you tend to know that they'll be okay, so it gives you details of the plot. It takes away that risk. But if I don't know who these people are, they mean nothing to me, it balances that, so it increases the emotional engagement I have with, like, yeah, anything could happen, because I don't know which of these people are the valuable cast members in terms of the investment in the movie. I don't know who's going to be in it the longest. I don't know where the focus is yet. So I can just enjoy the movie, enjoy the plot, be surprised. It's good for me. Question 6. What makes a plot twist surprising? Okay. What makes a plot twist surprising? Again, this will be very personal. A lot will depend on your movie experience, how many movies you've seen. I've told you before, I don't enjoy horror movies. And the reason is, I've seen so many of them, they are almost all the same. So I recognize the patterns, the music, the lighting, the character cues and clues, and it's so boring to watch horror movies. So when something different comes along, that's really nice. A plot twist is surprising when there are no hints or foreshadowing in the film. I recommend that we focus on this word, foreshadowing. For means before, to do early or previous to. Shadowing, in a film, foreshadowing means in the beginning of the movie there will be a clue or a hint telling you what's going to happen in the movie, in the story. There are some very brilliant examples where, avoiding spoilers, characters appear and say things in the movie that then happen to spell out, like write out or detail the plot of the movie. But because you're focused on the movie, you don't necessarily recognize that straight away, but it subconsciously helps your brain process the story of a movie. So foreshadowing is helpful. It's most common in movies for children or low quality movies as well, because children need more help understanding what's going to happen so they can process the stories. However, it's not uncommon in movies for the general public, because these days, particularly Netflix, and no offense intended, but studios believe that audiences are distracted, so they need more detailing and foreshadowing in films to get people's attention. Not that I think it's tacky, but in Mission Impossible is a good example of foreshadowing to some extent. Mission Impossible sets out this ice machine. Mission Impossible states at the beginning of the movie what the mission is, right? So you know the story, and it helps you to process that. That's an extreme example. Other forms of foreshadowing can be seen in stuff like Home Alone, number 1, but that's another famous example. I won't mention that. Surprising plot twists sometimes include cameos. So that's a good chance for a cameo appearance from a famous face because of a plot twist. Number 7. What's the difference between a sequel and a prequel? Zoom out a bit. And zoom in a bit. In, out, shake it all about. What's the difference between a sequel and a prequel? The difference between a sequel and a prequel is, so this is the structure. When there's two words you need to talk about the difference, this is the structure you use, and then you change the vocabulary. So the difference between a coffee and a tea is, the difference between an Americano and a long black is, a sequel continues the story after an original film, whereas a prequel goes back to show the story before. Right, excuse me. So the sequel continues a story after an original film, whereas a prequel goes back to show the story before. And Star Wars, one of my favorite trilogies or franchises. It's a triple trilogy at the time of filming, probably more to come. Star Wars is arguably the most famous example of sequels and prequels. So Star Wars, back in the day, started with 4, 5, and 6. And when I was a child, I went to the cinema to watch 1, 2, and 3. Jar Jar Binks. If you know, you know. And then most recently, 7, 8, and 9 with the new Skywalker trilogy, which is cool. They're all basically the same. So lots of foreshadowing in Star Wars, especially if you go back and watch the movies, you'll realize, oh, they did tell you exactly what's going to be happening in everything. So that's good. Anyway, classics. Number 8, true or false? A trailer is a full movie. Well, I don't think anyone's going to get this one wrong. That's obviously false. Right, a trailer is a full movie. No, a trailer is a 30-second clip promoting a movie, an advert for a movie. Number 9, write a sentence using comedy. Comedy. Ooh. Here's some I prepared earlier. So my favorite movie genre is comedy. I'm not sure if my life is a comedy or a tragedy. It's quite, I wouldn't say common, but it's not uncommon for people to say that if they are having a hard time or going through something. They might, I don't know if my life is a comedy or a tragedy. So tend to be conflicting. So comedy is funny, tragedy, going back to Shakespeare, so tragedy would have the death or something in that, a sad story. One of my favorite comedies is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's a classic. I absolutely recommend this. Absolutely brilliant comedy, using some very funny visual and idiomatic punny jokes. I mean, it's genius. Absolute genius. If I can spell genius. Absolute genius movie. The people behind it, fantastic. Finally, final question. What makes a scene in a movie memorable? Well, this will be different for everyone, right? So these are my opinions. Use it as a structure to change and put down your own opinions. So for me, a scene is memorable when it is unique. And I mean unique. Like, it's not the same as anything else. It's completely different, special, and creative and inventive. So that means when it's emotional or thrilling in a special way. Some of the most memorable scenes are when powerful actors deliver incredible speeches. So I've tried to use adjectives here with the nouns to emphasize those points. And one such example is when Al Pacino gives his dressing room speech at the end of Any Given Sunday about life being made up of inches, and those inches are all around us. And it's really inspiring, and it's considered a brilliant speech because how it builds up to its crescendo, like a piece of classical music. And yeah, it is really motivating, and I try to live by some of that meaning in his speech. One of the most incredible actors, and it's a pretty good movie as well. I love sports movies that have a motivational message, like The Blind Side or just Remember the Titans, Moneyball. There's Trouble with the Curve. So many good sport-focused movies that have a great message that I enjoy. Anyway, it is with some sadness, but genuine appreciation. Thank you. This time you're going to get thank you very much. Smiley face because I'm still a child inside. I really appreciate you giving up your time to watch this, and well, it's going to help you study the material, so it's good for you to review. But thank you so much. It's really fun to do this, even if it's super basic, but I hope it's been helpful, and I will see you again in the future with probably higher quality content. This is really just a basic practice for me, so thank you, and well done for making English fun to teach for me, and I think you've enjoyed yourself as well. Take care, and we'll see you in the next videos in the future. Toodaloo!